Hey folks, welcome back to Busted Stud Garage. We're working on the C4 again. Last week we took off those air tubes off of the manifold. That came out great. In the past we've done the air pump removal with this bracket off of the interwebs, and I never liked how it looked. It did get rid of the pump, but I have a better idea how to improve this. I think I'm gonna take this pulley and put it down there, and then get rid of this ugly bracket here. I don't think we need that top bracket because this being a serpentine belt, the alternator actually doesn't move. That's just a super extra support. But just in case we do need that, I got an old alternator bracket off of 1960s small block Chevy. These things are everywhere in junkyards, so I might grab one of them and put it in place of that thing. I think it'll look a lot more like a real Chevy, and we'll see how that goes. It's gonna require a shorter belt than what I have on here now, and if you have seen our previous videos, I already have a shorter than stock belt. After removing the AC pump, we looped the belt around the tensioner pulley there. So I'll figure out what part number we need for a belt and put that in the description, and let's get started. All right, get in there and take off the serpentine belt. Gonna untension that tensioner and just flip it off there. We flipped it off. Start taking it apart. You can take off this, oh, that ain't working. All right, back to work. Quit fooling around. Unscrew that thing there. Save that for later. That's a different size, oh boy. Well, all right, get the right wrenches on here. Gonna unscrew that thing. Take that off of there, there's the pulley. All right. Save all the hardware. You get some bushings there, washers and whatnot, and a bolt and another bushing. All right, don't lose that. We might need it. We're not sure yet. No one's ever done this before. Okay, we got a few more parts here. I think I'm just gonna take off this top bolt for now with that bushing behind it. I think, no, you know what? I'm gonna take it all off of there. Get all of this out. And then we'll reconfigure. Okay. At the very minimum, we're gonna need a longer bolt because, this was there before. Now we're gonna put all this in front of it, so it's gonna have to be bigger. Maybe a trip to the hardware store or the welding department. We'll see. All right, so you get the picture. Get all this stuff off of here, You don't have to watch the whole thing. There's some guy unscrewing bolts here, playing with his nuts. There's that big bushing. We're gonna save that. Don't lose it. Okay, got it. I'm gonna measure this off. You don't need to use a micrometer. That's just me, like some kind of freak. So that's how I do it. Just gonna scribe a little mark there. So measure this end, measure that end. I just like it exactly the same. Maybe I'll square it off, get my machine a square or some kind of whatever. Make sure it's big enough for the job. Just put a little scribe line on there. Well, you guys know what to do. Just make a line on there and cut the thing. That's all. And then I'm gonna round off the edges and it'll be a short bracket. That's what I want. Several minutes later. All right, got that thing cut. I'm gonna clean this up on the belty sander thing, or you could use a file, like whatever you got. Just get it done. Okay, so there's that thing. It's kind of symmetrical now. You know, I'm gonna put it back on there and see what we need to measure for what's next. All right, we got that one, the bushing and the new bracket on there. I'm gonna put the longer bushing up against the head. So get that in there. So that's just about where that's gonna go. Now we got a situation here where this was the previous configuration. We had some like bracketry, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, what we need to do now is get this pulley mounted there with the right space so that the belts will line up, and we're going to need a longer bolt. That's what that situation is. All right, so here's the situation. We've got a 3/8 bolt. That's cool. This one's not so cool. It's some metric thing. I doubt it's 7/16, but probably something, whatever that is. So we need this thread on the end of this thing. So I think what I'm going to do is just find a spot just a little bit up into this bushing, and I'm going to cut that off at the right spot and then put the correct length of the other bolt. I'm going to weld it onto the end of that, and then I'll have a custom made, super awesome, perfect right size bolt. And I'm going to cut back a little bit shy of that, just a tad, you know, like just a little bit. The other part went all the way up to the head of this bolt, so that's right where I'm going to cut it off, right on that head. Make sure you wear your safety glasses. So I got the bolt cut to the length I want, more or less, and now in order to weld this very goodly, I'm going to chamfer both ends of these. So something like that, I guess. Can you see that? The chamfer on that one and that one. So I'm going to stick those together with some liquid steel. I'm not a professional welder, but I play one on YouTube. I got this shimmed up the way I like it, kind of lined up pretty good. We're all out of JB Weld, so I'm going to use this steel wire. Turn on the welder, got your safety equipment, glasses, PPE, got your cup on, and strike an arc, and wait a second, where's my helmet? Okay, got it. Good thing we did the PPE check. All right, let's see what happens. We're gonna put just a little dab on there, just a little dab. That looks terrible. There you go. So there's the pulley. Let's see, there's the bolt, okay, and then the pulley, and fits pretty good. It's snug in there. Gonna attach it, see what happens. Not too bad. So looking at the alternator, it is a little bit shaky, so I'm gonna put this old school bracket on there. That should work perfect. Okay, stick that on here. Fits perfect. Look at that. Alrighty, we're gonna snug these up. That in. Good. All right, and then we're gonna measure the belt. So this is going to work perfect. I just need to figure out what new length of the belt are we going to have. So this one here, I don't know what it was, 73 inch or some crap. So I'm going to put some pressure on the tensioner as though it's tensioned, and then we'll measure. Maybe I'll cut this belt and measure the offset, and then we'll get a new belt. I'm gonna hold the tensioner under tension. Maybe we'll put some kind of belt here, zip tie, that'll hold it. Okay, I got a zip tie there, tensioner's tensioned. I'm just gonna cut the belt and see how far does it overlap, and we'll take that number of inches off the length of the belt. Okay, we're going all in now. This is the point of no return. Just gonna cut a straight line right here. Okay. Oh geez, no going back now. And then loop these over, one over the other. And where they meet, that's where you want to cut it, more or less, I guess. You know, with the tensioner, you can be plus or minus a little bit. So that's the amount we want to take off of this belt size, exactly this much. You know, that's like 8 inches, right guys? It looks like it was about 73-inch belt, and I'm gonna take off this much. That's 7 inches that I cut off, and then so 73 minus 7, I think, is 66. Okay, we were measuring the section of belt that we removed to estimate the length, and some of the guys thought it was 7 or 8 inches, but in reality it was 4 or 5. So anyway, this is the belt length that I ended up with getting. This is a Duralast, but it doesn't matter. You can get any brand. This is just what I could find local real quick. So 67 0 K6. That means 67.0 inches, and the K, I think, is serpentine, and the 6 is how many teeth it's got on it. Anywho, of course, this belt length is what you would use after you do the AC delete that I described in a previous video. So take a look at that video and do that first before you do this, or else this won't matter, because then you'll have to figure it out on your own. Okay, so put that serpentine belt on. It's not rocket science. Just go ahead and do it. You don't need a video for this. So stick that thing in there, and then you do like that, and then stick it over there. Make sure all the grooves are in pretty groovy. All right, so there's the end result. Look, we got the pulley moved down there. Got the belt on there. I used an old school alternator bracket. I think this looks pretty sexy. It's a lot cleaner. There's more room to work on the engine. It looks better. There's a few parts left over from the old kit. That's okay. We'll just save those maybe for a future project. And don't forget, you need to watch the video about how to delete this AC, and then you'll be all set. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Not too bad. I like it. I'm very pleased with this. I hope you guys have great success with this project. Thanks for watching.